Nothing in life can defeat you if you understand the rules of human behavior. Most people struggle not because of others, but because of misunderstandings and illusions. Today, I'll reveal Machiavelli's powerful lessons that can help you navigate life with clarity and confidence. Imagine this. A person sits in their car after being let go from their job. Their hands shake as they call their spouse. "I don't know what went wrong," they whisper. "I did everything they asked." But here's the truth. They were predictable. They followed the same patterns everyone expected. And predictable behavior often leads to missed opportunities and unnecessary setbacks. By the end of this video, you'll understand the mindset that turns uncertainty into strength. You'll see why some people rise while others remain stuck. And you'll discover the 8 principles that have made Machiavelli's teachings relevant for over 500 years. But first, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I control my destiny. The illusion of weakness. Why do most people feel powerless? Society often conditions us to play it safe, follow rules, and stay predictable. We're taught that good behavior gets rewarded, that loyalty earns respect, and that playing by the book guarantees success. This is one of the biggest misconceptions we carry. Think about the people around you, the ones who always say yes, the ones who avoid conflict at all costs, the ones who wait for permission before taking action. Where are they now? Still waiting, still hoping someone will notice their effort, still believing that fairness always exists. Machiavelli observed something most people refuse to see. The world doesn't automatically reward predictability or passivity. Opportunities often go to those who are strategic, adaptable, and proactive. When you're entirely predictable, others may take advantage of your patterns. When you let your behavior be dictated by others' expectations, you risk missing chances to grow. This is why being overly accommodating can sometimes hold people back, even when they work hard and stay loyal. The system isn't broken, it operates on natural social dynamics. The resourceful succeed by understanding these dynamics, the cautious can miss out, and the bold often achieve what the timid won't attempt. Machiavelli once said, "Since love and fear can hardly exist together, if we must choose between them, it is far safer to be feared than loved." But here's the key. He wasn't teaching cruelty or manipulation. He was teaching awareness. He was showing how social dynamics really work. And once you see them clearly, you can navigate life more effectively. The illusion of weakness begins when you expect the world to automatically reward your efforts, that your boss should notice your dedication, that friends should recognize your loyalty, that society should honor your goodness. The truth is, nobody owes you anything. The sooner you internalize this reality, the sooner you gain the clarity to act decisively and protect your own path. Number 1, see through human nature. Most setbacks in life come from misreading people. We often see what we want to see, not what is really there. We project our own values onto others and assume they think, feel, or act exactly like us. This can lead to unnecessary disappointment. Every person you meet has their own priorities and interests. Even when someone helps you, they may also receive recognition, a sense of purpose, or personal satisfaction in return. Maybe they genuinely care, but like all humans, their care has limits. And when difficult choices arise, everyone naturally considers their own well-being. This isn't cynicism, it's an observation about human behavior. The person who understands this becomes more adaptable and thoughtful. When others expect self-interest but you show genuine care, you stand out. When everyone expects blind loyalty but you act with independence, you gain respect. When others expect hesitation, but you act with confidence, you become more influential in your life. Machiavelli once said, "People are so simple and so much inclined to obey immediate needs that a deceiver will never lack victims for his deceptions." Think about the people around you, co-workers who may complain behind the scenes, friends who reach out only occasionally, family members who encourage you in ways that shape your choices. These behaviors aren't signs of evil. They're natural patterns of human nature. Once you understand these patterns, you can navigate relationships with clarity and confidence. Everyone has fears, desires, and pressure points. The question isn't whether they exist, but how you respond to this knowledge. Will you ignore it, or will you use it to protect your own goals and well-being? Pay attention to what people do, not just what they say. Notice patterns, recognize when generosity is genuine, understand what motivates those around you, and observe what influences their decisions. This awareness is empowering. Understanding human behavior equips you to make better decisions and maintain your boundaries in a complex world. The overly trusting person may be taken advantage of. The overly suspicious person may isolate themselves. The wise person learns to trust selectively and thrive. Which one will you choose? Drop this affirmation in the comments. I see clearly now. Number 2. Control your reactions. Most people reveal their challenges not through failure itself, but through how they respond to it. Watch a person get frustrated in traffic. See how quickly they go from composed to reactive. In moments like these, their behavior communicates more than words ever could. This is how people sometimes lose respect without even realizing it. The person who reacts with anger when criticized may appear insecure. The person who rushes to justify their actions may seem desperate for approval. The person who panics when things go wrong may come across as unprepared for leadership. Your reactions convey information about you, whether you intend them to or not. Observing your own responses allows you to navigate situations more effectively. Think about the last time someone tested your patience. Maybe they questioned your decisions, ignored your input, or offered criticism. How did you respond? Did you get defensive? Did you try to prove yourself immediately? Did you raise your voice or feel flustered? Machiavelli once said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." The person who masters their reactions pauses. They observe. They think before they speak. They respond with intention, not impulse. When someone challenges you, pause. When someone questions your decisions, pause. When circumstances push you to react quickly, pause. In that pause, you regain clarity. In that pause, you choose your response. In that pause, you gain control over the situation. This doesn't mean becoming emotionless. It means using your emotions strategically. Show patience when it strengthens your position. Show kindness when it builds relationships. Show vulnerability when it encourages trust. Avoid unintentionally revealing insecurity or weakness. The person who manages their reactions effectively navigates any environment with confidence. Those who can maintain composure, influence outcomes, guide conversations, and shape results. Start practicing this today. The next time someone challenges or tests you, pause. Take a breath. Count to 3. Then consciously decide how to respond. You'll notice how much influence and clarity this simple shift brings. Remember, true power comes from choosing when and how to respond. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I choose my response. Number 3, use respect and boundaries together. Here's a truth most people struggle to accept. Being overly loved or relied upon can sometimes make you taken for granted. When people assume you'll always be there, they may stop appreciating the effort and value you bring to their lives. But relying only on authority or strictness can create tension. When people feel intimidated, relationships can break down and trust can erode. The person who navigates life successfully blends both. They earn respect for their skills and contributions, while also maintaining clear boundaries that people understand and honor. They are the calm presence in any room, someone others recognize as reliable and self-assured. This isn't about being controlling or harsh. It's about naturally commanding respect through consistency, fairness, and integrity. Machiavelli once said, "It is much safer to be feared than loved, because love is preserved by the link of obligation, which, owing to the baseness of people, is broken at every opportunity for their advantage. But fear preserves you by a dread of punishment which never fails." Look at the people around you who have influence. Your boss, mentors, parents, or friends whom others listen to, they all combine care with clear boundaries. They are approachable, yet firm. How do you build this balance? Start with boundaries. 1. Say no when needed without over-explaining. 2. Step away from conversations or situations that don't serve your goals. 3. Avoid doing favors for people who never reciprocate. 4. Adjust relationships that drain your energy. When people realize your time and energy are valuable, they begin to respect you. Respect leads to recognition, and recognition leads to influence. But boundaries must be fair and consistent. They shouldn't be arbitrary or harsh. They should make sense and protect what truly matters. The person who says yes to everything may be overlooked. The person who says no to everything may become isolated. The person who sets strategic, fair boundaries gains both influence and trust. Think about someone in your life who may not respect your time. Maybe they arrive late, cancel frequently, or interrupt your work. Setting a clear, calm boundary communicates your standards without conflict. When others understand and respect your limits, behavior changes naturally. This is how you build the balance of respect and influence that strengthens your presence in any environment. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I command respect naturally. Number 4, turn setbacks into insight. Setbacks in relationships or collaborations are not always defeat. They can be opportunities to learn. When someone disappoints or misleads you, they reveal valuable information about themselves, their priorities, motivations, and how they handle pressure. Most people get emotional when they're let down. They feel hurt, frustrated, or even angry. They may dwell on the situation, replaying it over and over in their minds. This approach can drain your energy and cloud your judgment. The person who thrives uses these experiences as insight. They observe carefully, learn from what happened, and use that understanding to make better decisions in the future. Machiavelli once said, "People reveal themselves most when they think they are safe." Think about the last time someone let you down. Maybe a friend didn't keep a promise. Maybe a colleague didn't act fairly on a project. Maybe a partner didn't honor their commitments. What did their actions reveal about their character? What did you learn about their values? How do they respond under pressure? This information is extremely valuable. It helps you understand people's patterns, predict outcomes, and make wiser choices. The deeper lesson is that disappointment often comes from ignoring early signs. We sometimes overlook red flags because we want to believe in the best of people. The person who learns from these experiences pays attention to patterns. They notice when actions don't match words. They recognize when loyalty is conditional. They understand when kindness may have limits or hidden motives. This awareness isn't paranoia, it's preparation. When you trust selectively and base decisions on patterns rather than promises alone, you protect yourself from unnecessary setbacks. When you observe carefully, you learn to respond effectively rather than react emotionally. The person who turns setbacks into insight becomes stronger over time. Each experience adds knowledge, resilience, and clarity. They grow from challenges and make smarter choices moving forward. This mindset is what builds truly resilient, confident, and strategic individuals. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Setbacks teach me. Number 5. Master the art of detachment. The person who thrives in life isn't desperate for outcomes. They aim for success, but they don't rely on it for happiness. They seek respect, but they don't chase approval. They enjoy relationships, but they don't depend on them for self-worth. This kind of detachment creates unshakable confidence. When you aren't desperate, you approach decisions from a place of strength. When you're willing to walk away if needed, people take you seriously. When you aren't emotionally attached to specific outcomes, you make clearer, wiser choices. Many people live in constant need. They feel they must secure their job, gain approval, or maintain relationships at any cost. This neediness can make them vulnerable, predictable, and reactive. Machiavelli once said, "He who neglects what is done for what ought to be done sooner effects his ruin than his preservation." Detachment doesn't mean not caring. It means caring intelligently. It means investing in outcomes while preparing alternatives. It means hoping for the best while planning for challenges. The person who is detached leaves situations that don't serve them because they value their peace more than their fear of loss. They stand up for themselves at work because they are prepared to explore other opportunities. They attract people who respect them because they respect themselves, rather than chasing validation from those who don't. This is the power of detachment. When you aren't desperate, you become magnetic. When you aren't needy, you become valuable. When you aren't attached, you become free. How do you develop detachment? 1. Have options. Never rely on a single source for career, finances, relationships, or living arrangements. Options create freedom. Freedom fosters detachment. 2. Build internal worth. Stop seeking validation from others. Develop skills, achieve meaningful goals, and create a life you enjoy independently. 3. Practice walking away from unhelpful deals, disrespectful people, or situations that drain you. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. The person who can walk away from anything can approach every situation with confidence. The person who needs nothing can create everything. The person who is detached from outcomes can achieve meaningful results without losing their composure. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I am freely powerful. Number 6. Harness silence and mystery. Mystery enhances influence. The less people know about your plans and thoughts, the more they respect your space and perspective. The less you over-explain, the more your words carry weight. The less you reveal unnecessarily, the more people value your insights. Most people talk too much. They explain themselves constantly. They share their plans before acting. They reveal vulnerabilities that can be misunderstood or misused. They become open books, easy for anyone to misinterpret. Machiavelli once said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." Silence creates space for reflection and observation. When you pause before responding, people notice your composure. When you don't overshare your plans, others respect your discretion. When you keep certain thoughts to yourself, you maintain clarity and focus. The person who excels in this area speaks less and observes more. They ask thoughtful questions instead of making every statement about themselves. They listen for insights rather than waiting to speak. They understand others while keeping their own intentions clear and private. This isn't about being antisocial. It's about communicating strategically. You can be friendly without overexposing yourself. You can be open without compromising your focus. You can be social without losing your edge. Think about the most effective people you know. They don't reveal every decision or strategy. They keep certain details private, allowing others to wonder while maintaining control over their own path. Here's how to start harnessing silence and mystery. 1. Stop explaining yourself to those who didn't ask. You don't owe lengthy justifications for your choices. 2. Keep your plans private until they're fully formed. Not everyone needs to know your next steps immediately. 3. Embrace pauses in conversation. Comfortable silence allows reflection. Strategic silence encourages others to share more while you observe. The person who speaks less often says more. The person who shares less often knows more. The person who maintains mystery often holds the most influence. People respect what they can't fully predict. They value what they can't easily replace. They appreciate insights from someone thoughtful rather than someone oversharing. Become mindful, reserved, and intentional in your communication, and you amplify your influence. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Mystery is power. Number 7. Shape fortune through boldness. Some people wait for the perfect moment. Others create it. Some hope for luck. Others make their own opportunities. Some wait for permission. Others move forward confidently and take initiative. Fortune favors those who take action because they step forward while others hesitate. They move while others overthink. They decide while others debate endlessly. They act while others analyze without end. Machiavelli once said, "I hold it to be true that fortune is the arbiter of one half of our actions, but that she still leaves us to direct the other half." Many people live reactive lives. They respond to what happens rather than shaping what will happen. They wait for opportunities instead of creating them. They hope for change instead of becoming the change. The proactive person doesn't wait for perfect conditions because perfect conditions rarely exist. They don't wait for permission because taking initiative is within their control. They don't wait for guarantees because life offers none. This isn't about being reckless. It's about being thoughtful and calculated in your actions. It's about understanding that sometimes the greatest risk is not taking any action at all. The person who never takes risks rarely gains meaningful results. The person who takes careless risks may face setbacks. The person who takes calculated risks consistently grows, learns, and moves forward. How do you develop boldness? 1. Start small. Take manageable steps that won't overwhelm you if things don't go perfectly. Ask for small favors, make small investments, and try small experiments. Build confidence gradually. 2. Assess the risks. Before acting, consider the worst-case scenario. If you can handle it, the step is worth taking. If not, adjust your approach. 3. Move decisively. Once you decide, take action promptly. Waiting too long leads to doubt and hesitation. Quick, deliberate action builds momentum. 4. Learn from experience. Not every bold step will succeed, and that's okay. Each attempt teaches lessons that success alone cannot. Growth comes from learning, adapting, and improving. The world rewards those who step forward. Opportunities are for those who participate. Progress flows to those who act. While others wait for the perfect timing, you take thoughtful action. While others plan endlessly, you execute with intention. While others hope for luck, you create your own opportunities. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I create my fortune. Number 8. Build an untouchable identity. Your reputation is one of your most valuable assets. It opens doors that money can't buy. It creates opportunities that skills alone might not. It builds trust that takes time to earn. The person who develops an untouchable identity builds a reputation for reliability, competence, and integrity. People know that when they commit to something, they follow through. When they make a promise, they keep it. When they set a boundary, they uphold it. This reputation strengthens itself over time. When people recognize your consistency and reliability, they treat you with respect. When they treat you with respect, your confidence and credibility grow. And as your credibility grows, your reputation strengthens even more. It's a positive cycle. Machiavelli once said, "People judge generally more by the eye than by the hand. For everyone can see and few can feel. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." But building an untouchable identity requires more than just appearing strong. It requires genuine self-mastery. You can't fake confidence indefinitely. You can't act like you're unstoppable without truly developing your skills, discipline, and mindset. Self-mastery begins with self-awareness. Understand your strengths and weaknesses. Recognize your patterns, triggers, and limitations. You can't improve what you don't understand. Next comes self-discipline. Do what you commit to. Show up when you say you will. Keep the promises you make to yourself. Discipline builds trust. Trust builds respect. Respect builds influence. Finally, cultivate self-reliance. Don't depend on others for your happiness or your sense of worth. Don't wait for permission to live your life fully. The more you rely on your own capabilities and judgment, the stronger and more confident you become. When you combine a strong reputation with self-mastery, you create an untouchable identity. People can't undermine what is consistent and principled. They can't control what is well-prepared and self-reliant. They can't influence what is grounded in clarity and confidence. Becoming untouchable doesn't mean isolating yourself. It means engaging with the world from a place of strength. It means building relationships without being dependent on them. It means enjoying success without tying your identity to it. It means appreciating respect without needing it to feel worthy. This balance is the foundation of an untouchable identity. You become someone people admire, respect, and want to be around, but who is confident, grounded, and guided by their own principles. Now you know Machiavelli's lessons on influence and personal power. You understand that strength is earned, not handed out. You see that success favors those who act deliberately and understand how the world really works. But knowledge without action is limited. Principles without practice don't create results. Understanding without execution is incomplete. The question isn't whether these lessons work. History shows they do. The question is whether you have the courage to apply them in your life. Will you see through human nature or stay unaware? Will you manage your reactions or stay reactive? Will you set and enforce boundaries or continue being overlooked? Will you learn from setbacks and challenges or hold on to frustration? Will you practice detachment or stay overly dependent on outcomes? Will you communicate with intention or overshare unnecessarily? Will you take bold action or wait for perfect conditions? Will you build a strong, resilient identity or remain vulnerable? These choices shape your path. They determine whether you thrive or stay stuck, whether you guide your life or let circumstances guide you. Remember, Machiavelli didn't create these principles. He observed them. He studied human behavior and wrote down the patterns that lead to success. He gave you the blueprint. Now, it's up to you to build your life on it. Resilience and influence aren't inherited. They're developed through experience, through learning, through the willingness to see the world clearly and act wisely. Nothing can hold you back if you understand these lessons. But understanding alone isn't enough. You must apply them. You must embody them. You must let them become part of who you are. The world is waiting for your skills. Your loved ones benefit from your strength. Your future depends on your decisions. Step into your full potential. If this video opened your eyes to how success and influence really work, hit the like button. For more insights on mastering personal power, subscribe and ring the notification bell. Share this video with anyone who could benefit from these lessons. Your transformation begins now. Your empowered life starts today. The only question is, are you ready to step into your potential? Drop this final affirmation in the comments. I am empowered and unstoppable. The choice is yours. Make it count.